Poor girl finds CEO's business card in her dying father's wallet. What happens next? Will shock you. Can you imagine standing at your father's bedside holding his fragile hand, knowing time is slipping away faster than you could ever prepare for? That was Anna's world. A small apartment cluttered with memories, the faint scent of old books and medicine hanging in the air, and the relentless ticking of a clock that seemed to mock the fading moments. Anna was just 19, barely, out of high school, working 2 jobs to keep the lights on and hope alive. Her father, once a proud man who built his life with honest labor, was now confined to a hospital bed in their tiny living room, his breaths shallow and uneven. They had no savings, no safety net, only each other. But what Anna didn't know was that her father had been hiding a secret, one that would change her life forever. One evening, as Anna sat beside him, clutching his trembling hand, her fingers brushed against something tucked deep inside his worn wallet. With a hesitant breath, she pulled out a folded piece of thick cardstock, a business card. It was glossy and crisp, almost out of place in her father's weathered hands. The name printed on it made her heart skip. Richard Ellis, CEO of Ellis Enterprises, one of the biggest companies in the city. The card's elegant logo gleamed under the dim light. Why would her father have this? How was this possible? Anna's mind raced back to the years before her father's illness, the nights she saw him staring at his old photographs, the occasional phone calls he took in hushed tones. She never asked, too afraid of uncovering pain. Now the pieces were coming together, but the picture was still blurry. In the days that followed, as her father's condition worsened, Anna clung to the card, the fragile thread of hope it represented. She decided, after his final breath, to find this Richard Ellis. With trembling hands, she dialed the number on the back of the card, unsure if anyone would answer. To her surprise, the CEO himself picked up. "Hello, this is Richard Ellis," came the calm, authoritative voice. Anna swallowed her fear and told him about her father, the card, and the uncertain connection. There was a long pause on the line before Richard spoke again, his tone softer now. "I knew your father well. He was a good man." That simple sentence opened a door Anna never imagined. Richard invited Anna to his office the next day. Nervous but desperate, she arrived in her worn coat, eyes wide with wonder and disbelief at the gleaming skyscraper before her. Inside, she found a world so different from her own: polished floors, bustling staff, and a quiet corner office where Richard waited. Over coffee, Richard shared a story Anna had never heard. Her father, despite his humble appearance, had been his most trusted confidant years ago. Long before Ellis Enterprises became a giant, her father had been the one who lent Richard a helping hand when he was a struggling entrepreneur. He had offered advice, encouragement, and even lent money without asking for anything in return. That kindness had fueled Richard's rise, a debt he never forgot. "But why keep this a secret?" Anna asked, tears welling. "Because your father was humble. He didn't want thanks or praise. He only cared about helping others quietly," Richard replied. Moved by the story, Richard made Anna an offer: a scholarship to finish her education and a job at Ellis Enterprises, where her talents could flourish. Anna's disbelief melted into hope, her father's kindness blooming into her future. But the story didn't end there. Weeks later, Anna returned to her old neighborhood, this time with a plan to help others like her. Inspired by her father's quiet generosity, she started a foundation to support struggling families, breaking the cycle of poverty with kindness and opportunity. She invited Richard to the opening ceremony. As he spoke to the gathered crowd, Anna realized something profound. Kindness isn't just an act, it's a legacy. One person's hope can ignite change that echoes far beyond what we see. Can you imagine how powerful that is? How a simple business card in a dying man's wallet revealed a lifetime of unseen kindness that saved a life and started a movement? Anna's story reminds us all that kindness matters, not because it's flashy or loud, but because it's real and lasting. What small act of kindness can you offer today that might change someone's world tomorrow? If this story touched you, please like, comment below with your own kindness story, and subscribe for more inspiring tales that remind us all of the good in humanity. And don't miss our next video, where one woman's lost letter leads to a surprising reunion. Remember, kindness is contagious. Let's keep it spreading.